So it's been 6 long years since we last stepped into the giant shoes of Master Chief, but with the release of the excellent Halo Infinite, it seems that 343 may have finally been able to step out of Bungie's massive shadow. I'm pleased to report that not only is Halo Infinite a really good game, but it's also jam-packed with Easter eggs, secrets and hidden details. And in today's video, I aim to cover 30 of those Easter eggs, secrets and hidden details in Halo Infinite. Now as always, I'm not perfect, so there is a chance that I may have missed something, and if you think I have, then the best places to let me know are in the comments section or on my social media accounts, the links to which are in the description. Oh, and if you are a fan of Easter eggs, secrets and hidden details in video games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that is what this channel is all about. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. So let's begin with the frankly ridiculous amount of Easter eggs found in Halo Infinite's campaign. Now, I have a pretty embarrassing confession to make. Before Infinite, I had never actually completed a Halo campaign. I've mentioned before that I've always been more of a multiplayer guy, but 343's decision to go open world had me rolling the credits for the first time in the series. A big part of what makes Halo Infinite so fun is the excellent gunplay. I can't think of another game that I played recently where it felt so good to just shoot an enemy. With that being said, if you decide that you want to take a break from the shooting, well, firstly I'd question why you bought a first-person shooter at all, but I would also tell you about the secret airstrike found at Outpost Tremonius. If you find and press 3 hidden buttons, this will happen. So pressing the buttons will call in an airstrike that will wipe out all of the enemies in the area, meaning you don't have to shoot a thing. It's pretty cool. Speaking of pretty cool, there are several locations on the ring that when stood on will cause the Halo theme song to play. Here is one such location, again at Outpost Tremonius. So from what I can gather, to get the song to play, you need to be pretty high up and have a clear view of the ring. I mean, I could be wrong, but every spot that I've heard the song at shared those similarities. Let me know what you think. The next Easter eggs that I want to draw your attention to are probably the last thing you'd expect to find on a Halo ring. The first of these out of place discoveries can be made at this location on the map. So it seems that whoever had set up camp here has forgotten their adorable Master Chief Plushie. The next cuddly toy found on the Zeta ring can be found at this location. So this is probably the cutest plushie of them all, which is of course modelled on the grunts. Next is a callback to a series favourite. At this location you can find this. So this is the Arbiter from Halo 2, a character you actually played as in that game. From an old favourite to a new one now. At this location you can find this plushie. So this is the pilot from well, from this game. Speaking of awesome characters from Halo Infinite, at this location you can find this. So this is the weapon, Master Chief's brand new AI. The penultimate plushie can be found here. This is the librarian who was first mentioned in Halo 3. Finally, at this location, you can find this.
No more from you!
And this is of course the Harbinger from Halo Infinite. Right, it's time to move on now to perhaps the most infamous part of Halo Infinite's development. On the 23rd of July 2020, an 8-minute demo of Halo Infinite campaign gameplay was uploaded to the Halo YouTube channel, and at around the 4-minute mark, a million memes were born. So this pretty rough looking brute was the subject of many jokes when he was first spotted in the trailer, with fans eventually naming him Craig. Well, if you head to this location on the map, you can see what Craig got up to after his appearance in the trailer. So it seems that Craig became somewhat of a local celeb, and even began touring the Zeta Ring performing concerts. Craig went on to record an album with hits such as My Mum Used to Love Me, I Can't Grow Beard, and The Day You Become a Meme. I must admit, I do like the fact that 343 have paid tribute to Craig in such a big way. Now, early on in the campaign, you come across a room full of genetic repositories, which I think are basically the genetic makeup of various species. As I said, that's what I think, I could be wrong. Anyway, in this room you can find various Zeta Ring inhabitants, but there is one that stands out from the rest. So this is the repository of a space gopher. Why? Well, I don't know why. To be honest, I'd be surprised if half of what I've just said even makes sense. Next up is the winner of the Easter egg that is most likely to make me hungry award, which is totally not an award I just made up. At this location on the map, you can find this. Yes, that is a giant sandwich being worshipped by grunts. Oh, and the giant sandwich room isn't the only secret room hidden away in Halo Infinite. At this location, you can find this. So in this very hard to spot room is the OG Xbox. What's really cool is, if you turn off your flashlight, the room has a nice green hue, befitting of the legendary console. Now, since it's shot into the pop culture spotlight, the Rick and Morty series has been making its way into video games in the form of Easter eggs, with perhaps the best example of this being seen in the excellent Borderlands 3. Well, in the appropriately named tower, you can find this. So this is the Meeseeks box from Rick and Morty.
This is a Meeseeks box. Let me show you how it works. You press this.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
Fans of the Halo series may recall that the Meeseeks box also made an appearance in Halo 5. Finally, to round off the campaign Easter eggs, let's take a look at some of the hilarious messages that can be heard from the Banished propaganda posts. These destructible towers relay messages to the Banished troops stationed on the Halo ring. but most of the time they're delivered by grunts, who are perhaps some of the funniest enemies in all of video games. Here are just a few examples recorded by friend of the channel Arbiter, who was kind enough to send these over so I could share them with you all. A link to his channel, where you can find even more funny grunt clips, can be found in the description, so be sure to leave a comment letting him know I sent you.
If anyone has a spare Xbox controller, I accidentally broke mine, and also if anyone has a spare Xbox, I would be interested in that as well. Hey, we got a Craig out there? I keep hearing about some loser named Craig. Why the heck did you get all the attention? We're just as cool, if not way cooler. Man, I hate that song. Oh, I got it. Turn the console off right now. Do it. If you don't, you'll ruin your eyes playing so close to the TV. Think about your health. Does anyone remember which Halo this one is? 6 or 7? I honestly can't keep track of it all. Anyway, here's some Gregorian chanting.
Oh, and there's even a reference to the Metal Gear Solid series.
Why can't we kill the chief? It's like he's psychic or something. Wait, I got it. We just gotta plug the controller into player 2. Well, what the hell do you mean there's no plug?
So that was of course a reference to the Psycho Mantis boss fight from Metal Gear Solid 1, where players could plug their controller into controller port 2 to prevent Mantis from reading their mind. Right, it's now time to tackle the Easter eggs in the excellent Halo Infinite multiplayer. Well, kind of anyway. A surprising amount of references can be found in Infinite's customization options. For example, the stuck emblem has a description of "Is it a spider?", which is a reference to the web series Red vs. Blue.
What is that thing? What thing? There's something on your head. What? Is it a spider? Get it off! No, it's not a spider. It's like a blue thing. What? Like a blue spider?
Another nod to Red vs. Blue can be seen when selecting the colour of your AI. The pink option is called Lightish Red, which is a callback to this scene from the show.
It's not pink. It's like a lightish red.
The final customization reference, well that I found anyway, can be seen in the description of the Chibi Elite gun decal. Its description of Wart never changes is a reference to a famous line from the Fallout series.
War never changes.
Oh, and I almost forgot, if you select Fret as your AI, there is a chance that it will do this.
Here goes nothing.
So Fret will hum the Halo theme song. Right, so the first multiplayer map of interest is Streets, with a very subtle detail that a lot of you may not have noticed. If you take a closer look at the air hockey table, you can see someone is taking a beating, losing 34-3. Of course, this isn't just a simple score, it's a reference to Halo developers 343 Industries. Next to the air hockey table is a Halo Infinite arcade cabinet that, if you stand near for long enough, will play 8-bit versions of famous Halo songs. So earlier in the video we mentioned that the Me6 box was also found in Halo 5. Well, it turns out that's not the only Easter egg to make a return in Halo Infinite. If you stand in the bins on the Streets map, the location will be marked as this. So Oscar's house is a nod to Oscar the Grouch, a character from the TV show Sesame Street who lives in a bin. As mentioned, this was also featured in Halo 5. Oh, and something else that's not really an Easter egg, but I still found really cool, are the various pieces of wall art that pay tribute to Master Chief. As I said, not an Easter egg, but really cool. Another special map location can be found on the Deadlock map, and it once again references that 8-minute campaign gameplay trailer. So the location of "Yep, this is death" is a nod to this scene from the trailer.
Yep, this is death.
Finally, to end today's video, it's the runner-up in the Easter egg that is most likely to make me hungry award. On the high power map, you can find this. Okay, so this sandwich isn't as big as the one we found earlier, but that's why it came second place. So that's it. As mentioned, if you know of any Easter eggs that I'm yet to cover, then the best places to let me know are in the comments section or on my social media accounts, the links to which are in the description. Remember, if you are a fan of Easter eggs, secrets and tiny details in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. A big thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.